Bohuslav is a city of district significance on the Ros River in Kiev Oblast of Ukraine. It is the administrative center of Bohuslav Raion.Population, 16,825. The population in 2001 was 17,135. It is known as Bohuslav by some of its Yiddish-speaking residents and Boguslav. Prominent Americans who trace the family roots to Bohuslav include the late Congressman Herman Toll, who emigrated from the region with his family around 1910, and his nephews Robert and Bruce Toll, founders of publicly traded home builder Toll Brothers. Brief description. The city's year of establishment and source of name is uncertain. It is mentioned by Hypatian Codex as earlier as 1032, which is assumed as the year of establishment. In official documents it is mentioned as earlier as 1195, when Bohuslav was handed over by the Grand Prince of Kiev Rurik II to the Grand Prince of Vladimir Sustal V. Vsevolod III, who preceded him on Kievan throne several years earlier. In 1240 Bohuslav was destroyed by the Mongol invasion. In 1362 it was liberated by forces of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, Ruthenia, and Samogitia. In 1569 Bohuslav was passed to the Polish crown, and in 1620 it received its Magdeburg rights and its city banner. Since 1591 Bohuslav belonged to Janus Ostrogsky, the voivode of Volhynia. From 1648 to 1667 it was part of the Cossack Hetmanate, and after the Treaty of Andrusovo was once again returned to Poland. In 1685 it was occupied by Samyilo Samas, whom Ivan Mazepa appointed the appointed hetman of Right Bank Ukraine when Poland allowed to restore Cossacks' liberties. Since that time and until 1704 Bohuslav became a residence of the appointed hetman. In 1704 Samas surrendered his authority to Mazepa. After withdrawal of the Russian armed forces in 1708 from Poland, Samas continued to self-govern unlawfully in the region. In 1711 he joined forces with Pilot Orlik. However, after a number of unsuccessful storms of Bela Cirkva, Orlik withdrew to Moldova. Samas was left to defend Bohuslav on his own, now against the united armies of Russia and Poland. In 1712 Samas was arrested and exiled to Siberia. Bohuslav regiment was liquidated and the city was returned once again under the Polish administration. After the first partition of Poland, the city was passed to the Russian Empire, and until 1837 it was a center of Bohuslav County. The county was restored once again after the establishment of the Soviet regime in 1919 and 1923. It was transformed into the Bohuslav Raion. It had a large Jewish community. According to the 1897 census, on a total of 11,372 inhabitants, 7,445 people were Jews whose community was destroyed in the Holocaust. Landmarks. Former Heder, locally known as Kamenisia, built in 1726, is the oldest building in the city. During the Soviet times it was transformed into a club for deaf and mute at first, and after the World War II into the Museum of Komsomol Glory. Today it is a museum of decorative art. Prominent personalities. Ivan Sashenko, Russian painter, contemporary and close friend of Taras Shevchenko. Alexandra Timoshenko, 1992 Olympic champion. Herman Toll, United States Congressman. Gallery.